You will lose absolutely everything in crypto if you cannot get the better of yourself and you keep doing this one thing over and over again. It's what causes most people to not be up as much as they should be right now. And if you are not making massive gains throughout the autumn, well, this message is for you. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you should be doing on a day like today while the markets are pulling back against us. And as well as that, I will tell you later on in the video which coins I'm getting into. Hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now, as you look across Crypto Bubble's top 100 in the last year, you will see that you would have had to try damn hard to find a coin that is not going to put you in profit right now. Now, what does this tell us? It means that it's actually harder to lose money than it is to make money if you just stay in your lane. But no, you cannot do that, can you? You cannot just stick with your decisions. Why not? Well, because of this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are just going to feed on your confirmation bias and just tell you that the coins you're buying are going to go to the moon. And probably because those individuals don't really know what they're talking about either. And they just want to keep pumping their own bags of whatever coin it is. And the effect of this is that the coin you've bought that's just sort of sat and only up like 3 or 4% today, when you're looking at other coins that are up 100% or up 70% or up 250% this week, means that you lose faith in the coin that you're looking at because you have not got the longer term mindset of where it's going to be. Because throughout this year, we've seen a bunch of coins doing extremely well. Casper, Render, and a handful of others. And many people would have been tempted to dive into these coins at points through the year and then ended up having them pull back on us. So what does this look like from a very straightforward point of view? Well, let's line them up. I'm going to use, for this particular example, 2 coins that have been capturing a lot of attention over the last year, but in different times. At the top, we got ICP, and at the bottom, we got Casper. Now, Casper was an extremely popular coin that everyone was talking about until about 5 weeks ago. That was because about 5 weeks ago, everyone was telling you it was going to the moon. It was going to go to $25. It was about to get listed on Binance. And, you know, it was an easy one to get involved in. Now, what many people would have done around this time would sell coins that were just flatlining, not really doing a huge amount, for example, ICP. And in that period of time, they would have moved their ICP into coins like Casper. Now, whether or not you think ICP is better than Casper or whatever, the charts do not lie. If you'd taken $1,000 and put it in Casper at this particular time, back 5 weeks ago, you would currently be sat 35% down, which means you would now have $650 in your pocket. However, if you just left $1,000 in ICP at that particular time, then you would be currently up 102%, which means you would now have $2,000 and a little bit of spare change in your pocket. So here is the very simplest thing that you can do right now. Whenever you're seeing coins pumping towards the upside, it is not the time to pull money out of coins that have yet to pump and put them into coins that are pumping. It's the most stupid and illogical thing you could even do, and you probably realize that on a day like today when they start to pull back on you. Because a lot of people would have then pulled money out of Casper and whatever down here and started to move it into ICP yesterday, and then now they see ICP is currently down 19% on yesterday. A lot of people were then trying to pull money out of other coins that have been down and putting it into coins like Bonk, which is now down from yesterday a whopping 44%. So there is lesson number 1. Stay in your lane. If you've been buying cryptos over the last few months and whatever, and you are confident in the decisions that you've made, yes, pay attention to coins that have been pumping and whatever recently, and, you know, take a look at what's been going on, but do not take money from the poor and give it to the rich, okay? What I mean by poor is coins that haven't been doing anything or have been losing money, moving it into coins that are making money, because it will end up you getting wrecked. Here is the second biggest point that I need to make today. Meme coins, particularly, such as Bonk and Pepe and whatever, when they do this and you're seeing people in the comments like this guy saying I turned like $300 into like $4,000 or whatever, then that's when you should be damn well careful of what's just happened, because those people were going to take profits, wouldn't you? Aren't they going to start selling at some point? So when everyone's like, oh, people aren't going to take profits on that coin, don't you worry. We need to see at least another 2 or 3x before, you know, if you've already turned yourself into 12 grand, you're probably going to take profits, because a lot of other people have turned themselves into millionaires in the very same coin. and you want to see what this looks like? At the top, you've got Pepe coin back in May of this year, and now you've got Bonk in the current day. Do you see something familiar between this pattern and the one down below? Big candle towards the upside, big wick towards the upside, candle pullback. Pepe, from that point, which is where Bonk is pretty much right now, I would say, did a negative 80 to 83%. Now, if you don't believe that that is going to happen for Bonk, then you're literally mental, okay? Because, guys, while, you know, there might be an upside coming for Bonk and it might see an extra kind of few percent, when it's already up as much as it is in that complete like hype cycle, and this is meme coins over and over again, okay? I can't tell you enough. When you see meme coins rallying on nothing apart from a bit of hearsay and hot air, you need to be very damn careful, okay? If you're already in them, take your profits, okay? Because that's what everyone else is going to start doing. And you see already that a lot of people will wake up today in the FOMO and start to get out of it. And yeah, so what if it continues towards the upside? Maybe you missed a little bit of that move, but do not FOMO into meme coins when they're already this high. Today, you can see this next one, which is absolutely booming, which is COC. Everyone's been suddenly talking about this recently because it's the next one. People will move through meme coins. They've come out of Bonk. Then today, clearly COC has been doing well, and if you got into this yesterday, then you're up like 52%. But eventually, people will move out of this and into the next one, and eventually then Bitcoin moves again, and people don't need to be so degen and go into meme coins. So my point is, it's so much easier to just stay in your lane and make money in crypto. But it's not easy, is it? You're being led astray, you're following lots of different ways all the time, and it's confusing. And not only that, you don't have any control, but there is only one way to do this. There is only one way to automate this system, because this is today. With the exception of 1 or 2 coins here in the top 100, you will see that everything is in the red, which tells me something good. This is a day to pay attention. This is a day that maybe we can be involved in getting into some crypto projects that might be able to deliver us some gains rather than jumping into big green bubbles. Today is a nice red day. So what do we need to first of all do? We need to understand where Bitcoin is, whether or not Bitcoin's going to take a bounce from here. Bitcoin on the 1 hour looks fairly sort of strong, seems to be finding support in the 41,000s. If Bitcoin comes down to around 39,300, then we are still in, guess what, an uptrend. Bitcoin is still in a bull market as far as I can see. You cannot bet against it. In my opinion, it isn't an uptrend and will continue to be in some form of an uptrend unless it breaks below around 3,700, which means it will put in a lower low than this low back here at the end of November. Now, until that happens, you must anticipate that Bitcoin is in an uptrend, and when it establishes areas of support such as this, where previously it was bought up in this area around the 12th of December very aggressively, we can see it starting to find support again. We must anticipate that the continuation is going to happen at some point. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means that we are now looking to be able to enter into projects that are within a buy zone. We just don't want to enter in on a whim. So anticipating, we've done a bit of research recently and we've had our eye on a couple of coins that we started to think might actually be good picks, such as ICP or AVAX or whatever. We can go and check them out. Now, have a look at ICP as an example. It's been pumping really hard up until yesterday, where it sort of topped out and now it started to have a little bit of a cool off. But I still think ICP has some legs in it, and we have now had a nice pullback. Do I want to buy it this second? Well, it depends. What I can do is go down and find a buy zone. Now, I'm going to click on the 1 hour because it's going to give me a clearer buy zone on ICP. What I'm looking for is candles like this. Big ones that previously have shown big buying pressure. And where did it originate? Where did this candle come from? Well, it came from an area of sideways action somewhere around here. You can see the sideways action is where money was accumulating and big money bought in and caused this pump. Now, why am I picking specifically on this coin? Well, because of this. This is a bigger market cap coin. Therefore, a big candle like that indicates hundreds of millions of dollars effectively that flowed into ICP around that period of time. Okay, so it tells me that big money accumulated there, which then tells me if it gets back into this area, we're going to see more accumulation happen. However, I don't want to get back in until it's in that area. And as you can see, 3 hours ago, it was in that area, but I missed it because I was dealing with some other thing. I might have been asleep or whatever it was. So there's two things I can do. I can right click on my tradingview.com, I can add an alert, and I can say to myself, if this was what I wanted to do, buy ICP, create alert. Then what happens is if it arrives back into this zone, it's going to beep, it's going to turn up on my phone, it's going to say buy ICP. Now, what's the benefit of doing this? And this is a very big benefit, is that I don't have to deal with all the noise and the stuff that's going to pull me out of lane. Maybe I want to buy into ICP. Maybe this is whatever other coin. Maybe it's Casper. I don't really care, guys, okay? All I'm doing is automating this. And I have a rule with myself that if it sets off that alarm, I buy it. If it sets off another alarm that might be sell ICP at $12 or whatever it is, it sets off that alarm, I pull the trigger. You must turn yourself into someone who is just going to pull the trigger when this criteria is met or when that criteria is met. Otherwise, you're just going to be led in every direction by every YouTube video you watch, everything else. Unless you can control yourself and control your emotions by making a set of systematic tools, you're going to be absolutely wrecked. And an even better way to do this would be to automate it completely. Okay, so I don't have a choice. Once certain parameters are met, the trade will get executed anyway. And the only way to do this is through a trading exchange. I personally use MEXC, which is linked down below, because 0% spot maker taker trading fees. Okay, so if I'm paying 10% or something on Coinbase, which is ludicrous, then I need the price to go up 10% just to break even, and then another 10% to be able to sell it to break even. So guys, use MEXC. There's over 4,000 different coins available, 0% spot maker taker fees, all linked down below in the description. Now, let's say I want to execute a trade on any given day. Just in this particular example, I'm going to use ICP and assume that I wanted to buy ICP the next time it dips to 9.128, for example. Okay, I'm not saying to buy it at 9.128 or anything like that. I'm just saying that maybe I wanted to buy it at 9.128. Maybe I thought that was a good price because it was in this buy zone. So what I can do is go across to MEXC, and you can see that I have all of this kind of noise and stuff here. Now, I've selected Internet Computer, ICP, and you can see all of these on the left are sell orders and buy orders. This might be very confusing, okay? So stick with me. It's not really that scary and confusing. All I need to do is click on Limit. Now, what limit order does compared with what market order does is important. A limit order allows me to dictate the price I want to buy at or sell at, and unless that price is met, it won't happen. Let's say I want to buy the 166 USDT that I've got remaining for ICP in this particular account right now. I would just select 100% of that particular volume, and then I said the price I wanted to buy at was 9.125, which is just down here. Let's just go with 9.160 because I think that's maybe where it will go to again. I then put in price 9.160, and you will see that this will then allow me to click buy ICP, and I confirm it. And then what happens is this. Nothing. It means the price has to return into there. If it returns into there, my order will be filled. I will be into ICP at the price I wanted to pay. Okay, so let's say it's just filled my order and triggered me into a position. Now I want to work out where I might want to get out of ICP at. Now, let's go out to a daily chart and anticipate that maybe if it gets up to this next kind of target, this red zone here, that I might want to cash out of ICP. I can see it's around $24.3. So if I want to cash out at like this price, let's just make it $23 to make it easy. I'll then go back to MEXC, and then I'll ensure it says limit, and I'll sell my ICP position at a price of $23. So I'll ensure it says $23, and then I ensure that it will take my whole position when that happens. And it won't sell it now. It will only sell it if ICP reaches that point. And then guess what I can do? I can go and do something else. I need to stay away from trading charts as much as possible. If you know what you're buying and selling, great. You should never really be in and out of exchanges every single day, checking your balances and all that stuff, guys, because it's just for vanity. And all it's going to do is get your head all scrambled up and make you do stupid stuff, okay? Because all this game is a battle against yourself. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Right now, you haven't got to do anything crazy to see good returns. Just by holding the likes of Chainlink, just by holding the likes of ICP or other kind of top 50, top 100 coins. What coins would I be buying on a day like today? Well, guys, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can see, is bouncing here. As I've said, if Bitcoin continues to fall below this green box, then our next area of interest would be, for me, somewhere around sort of $37,900. In my opinion, we are continuing in an uptrend, but I could be wrong. ICP has had a nice pullback, but after this very big pump, I consider that we might see a further pullback. Where would another good buy zone for ICP be? Well, you can see it's probably either here. If it doesn't stick there, then I would anticipate this to be a good buy zone here, somewhere around the $7.2 mark. How do I know it's a good buy zone area? Look, sideways action, big pump. However, what we might say is if I have got $100, maybe I put $50 into it here, and then if it gets down here, I can put another $50 in, which would give me an average price paid somewhere in the middle, about here. This is a much safer way to do it than just putting all your money in one fell swoop. Render also looks to be appearing to enter back into another buy zone, but who knows, guys? Maybe crypto continues to fall back further. Therefore, you only have the ability to put in limit buy orders, identifying buy zones, put in your limit buy orders for the amounts you want to, if you want to still buy into cryptos, and then anticipate that you're going to have to wait for a while until you see profits on them. Ultimately, I want to set buy limits and I want to set sell limits as soon as those buys are triggered, because when the market's moving down, in our heart of hearts, we feel like it's going to continue further. Our brain is playing a trick on us, and we need to anticipate where it might fall to and turn around, because it keeps us much calmer. If we can just put in buy orders and limit orders and stay away from the charts, it's also going to keep you much healthier and happier that way. So as coin prices start to fall, I recommend DCAing in through various coins and using MEXC in order to DCA in. Now, if you're struggling to access Nord or any other exchange that you want to because of the country you're in, then use a NordVPN link down below, guys, where you'll get 4 months extra free, as well as if you're in France, which is where I'm connected to right now. I'm actually in the UK, but connected to France. I will also get gift cards. If you sign up below for NordVPN, you'll also get 4 months extra free. And then after that, you pay like $2.50 or $2.60 per month. It's less than the price of a cup of coffee, guys, and it's keep you safe while you are trading online. I'm not going to tell you to be buying or selling anything particular today, but when you see these red days, it's a much better time to accumulate certain cryptos than perhaps on those big green days. Stop chopping and changing, use limit orders, no brainer. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, see you tomorrow, bye-bye.